Three robbers put on masks to rob a bank and the boy in charge of receiving them did not panic at all, but even listened to music and got high. When he saw that his companions had one, he immediately lowered the handbrake. Once everyone was in the car, it was time for him to perform. The boy's name is Paul and he's a top driver. Faced with the police in hot pursuit, he steered hard and used the caravan as cover to escape. Then a truck suddenly appeared and he made a cool drift to avoid it, and his companions were amazed by his maneuvers. But soon there were more police cars following and a barrier was set up ahead. Paul swerves into the opposite lane again and is able to escape from the police. Then they arrived at a designated spot, switched to another car and fled. Paul's parents died when he was a child and he was raised by his uncle. His main hobbies were racing and listening to music. When they got back to the headquarters, their boss, Carter, split the money equally. Carter was very discreet and never took part in the robberies himself, but only planned them from behind the scenes, arranging 3 people at random. Paul was mainly responsible for the pickup because he had stolen Carter's car 5 years ago and crushed it into scrap metal, causing damage to an important shipment inside. So he had been working as a chauffeur to pay off his debts for the past 5 years. But every time he completes a job, Carter gives him $10,000 as a reward. Now, with one more job, he can pay off all his debts. He hides the money under the floorboards of his house for future use. He also keeps a recording of every job he does, but he doesn't do it for evidence. He does it to make music for his own enjoyment. One day Paul was eating at a restaurant when he was struck by a beautiful waitress, Anna. After a conversation, he learned that they both had a passion for music. Paul's humor made Anna laugh and he felt in love. When he got back, he told his uncle the good news and suddenly the phone rang. The caller was Carter, who informed Paul that he was ready for his last job. Paul immediately returned to the headquarters. This time Carter changed the group of people tasked with the target is a money truck. Paul was listening to music and tapping his fingers on the table. David was upset because he didn't think Paul was listening to the plan and who would be responsible if something went wrong. But Paul repeated Carter's words in their entirety. It turned out he could read lips, so David had nothing to say. By late afternoon, the operation had officially begun.